As Wisconsin hosts the president for the Foxconn groundbreaking later today, Madison College is preparing its students for the thousands of open positions that are expected there.
And the price of an ambulance ride might be going up in Darlington, where a private company is facing off against volunteer EMTs.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning. It's Thursday, June 28th. And as far as I'm concerned, over the next few days, we have two options. You're going to find your nearest pool or your nearest air conditioner.
That's true.
Or both.
Whatever you can do to stay
alternating.
Cool. Yeah, we're in the 60s right now, but I don't think we'll be back in the 60s until Sunday night.
Oh.
So not only do we have the heat and humidity during the day.
Oh, he's getting out.
You always miss him,
Every
Hattie.
time I've tried. This is the second time
So
I've tried.
watching in our last hour, the polar bear had gone away during Hattie's forecast, and I guess she just knows. She just knows you're about to talk about her.
Camera shy, I guess. Well, you get the idea. The pool is the right place to be over the coming days. I'm sure she'll be back.
She'll be back.
The WISC-TV Skycam has been showing a little bit of fog this morning looking west of the station. Looks like some of that fog is already starting to dissipate as the sun gets a little higher in the sky. But the National Weather Service did issue a dense fog advisory in effect until 8 o'clock for some of the lower visibilities in the area. Visibility is near zero in Watertown and Juneau and through the Wisconsin River Valley. So be aware of that dense fog this morning. Plenty of moisture in the atmosphere today. We are going to be a little warmer as well, 86 for our high this afternoon with south winds. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. We'll see what's happening on the roads. Still pretty quiet on the Beltline and even all roads leading to the Beltline this morning, so nothing major happening right now to slow you down. You're still going at posted speeds heading into Madison.
That polar bear's got the right idea. He's either in the pool or he's sneaking inside to the air conditioning.
That's true.
I'm going to follow his lead this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
President Trump is in Wisconsin this morning, where he will likely be asked about his choice for the Supreme Court. Now, this comes after Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy announced that he would retire at the end of July. The 81-year-old was appointed by President Reagan and has served more than 30 years on the bench since then. Justice Kennedy cast key swing votes in several major rulings, including cases about gun control, same-sex marriage, and abortion. This will be the second Supreme Court justice President Trump will appoint to the nation's highest court after Democrats in Congress failed to block his first nominee, Neil Gorsuch. And today, the White House is expected to announce a date and location of President Trump's upcoming summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. National Security Advisor John Bolton confirmed that meeting in Moscow yesterday, saying it was time for them to get together. Mr. Trump has yet to say whether he will bring up Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election.
Site where President Trump will join Governor Walker for the ceremonial groundbreaking of Foxconn. The Taiwanese tech company is promising up to 13,000 jobs and local incentives to build the plant here in Wisconsin. Hundreds of people from around the state are expected to protest during today's ceremony, though, including a group from Madison. Those demonstrators say the money being offered to Foxconn should go toward things like public roads and public schools.
All right, so thousands of people, as Leah mentioned, 13,000 jobs promised. Up to that, they're going to be looking for a job at that new Foxconn facility.
And Madison College is hoping its graduates are going to fill that facility. Our Christina Laurie joins us this morning with more on how they're getting those workers the skills they need to keep them in state. Christina.
Good morning, ladies. Statistics from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics over time have confirmed that people who leave Wisconsin for opportunities elsewhere would return and stay here if they could land a job that paid competitively. The new Foxconn facility will offer nearly 13,000 of those jobs. Schools like Madison College are preparing to produce well-trained graduates, and fast. The new Foxconn plant will fully open in 2023. And get this, it will be so large that 100 Camp Randall stadiums could fit inside of it. Foxconn will be one of the most advanced manufacturing facilities in the world, and it's expected to draw talent largely from Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and right here in Wisconsin.
We do have to do things differently, though, here at the technical college is to reach populations we haven't traditionally reached. When you think about Foxconn and potentially 13 to 15,000 employees, where are those individuals going to come from?
The opening of the new Foxconn plant is expected to cause a ripple effect across the state, not just in terms of college enrollment, but wages and salaries across the state. More job means more competition, so salaries are expected to rise after the new plant opens. And because of Foxconn's size, the company will lose a lot of money if they don't have all positions filled by the time they open in 2023. For every minute of downtime at Foxconn, the company is projected to lose $1.5 million.
The start of a really big promise today. All right, our Christina Laurie reporting live for us this morning. Thanks, Christina.
6:05 right now, and the cost of ambulance rides will likely be going up in Darlington as volunteer EMTs argue they should be doing the job a private company is currently doing. It started back in April when most of those volunteer EMTs actually quit, and the remaining volunteers were asked to leave. Now, those volunteers say they felt like they were being mistreated by the board of directors for a group called Rural Medical that is running the ambulance service in that city. But that group is blaming a shortage of workers that forced them to contract out to a private ambulance service company called Paramount. Last night, a group of former EMTs went to Rural Medical's board meeting to demand that they be given some control of that organization. Darlington's mayor says sticking with that private company will likely cause the price of ambulances to increase, and that private company says, yeah, that's likely the case.
When you have people sitting here paid to ready to go all the time, that does cost more. Yes, it does.
Roll call.
So Paramount does have an ambulance and 2 EMTs on call 24 hours a day. The board for Rural Medical says it has not seen a bill yet. There was no vote on the issue at last night's board meeting.
Back in Dane County, city leaders from Madison and Middleton are inviting people to talk about some of the traffic headaches leading up to Highway 14. They're asking for feedback on a construction project planned for Pleasant View Road, running from Mineral Point Road to Greenway Boulevard and onto Highway 14. Officials say the 2-lane design of Pleasant View Road is leading to some serious congestion during rush hour times. They want to reconstruct that roadway and add other upgrades like new lighting, ideally by August of 2020. That meeting runs from 6 until 8 tonight at Middleton City Hall.
More than 6 miles of the Capital City Trail will be closed for about 6 weeks starting next month for resurfacing work. A 6.5-mile stretch from Nob Hill Road to Glacier Valley near Fish Hatchery is expected to close on July 9th. Crews will be replacing the asphalt surface there. Handicap accessibility and signs will also be updated.
6:07 your time now. Still ahead on News 3 this morning. We are talking live with the Goodman Community Center about Hunger Heroes, how you can become one, and why so many families need help finding their next meal here in Dane County.
And no need to check a map or Google Maps, your phone, whatever. Yes, we are in Wisconsin, and yes, it is going to be really, really hot. You wouldn't guess it that you were in Wisconsin with the heat and humidity we're about to see in the first alert forecast. Hattie's in next with a couple of alert days and really just a hot, hot weekend when News 3 this morning continues.
Good morning from the patio. It already feels a little muggy outside this morning. Temperatures are really going to start to heat up starting today, and you'll really feel it on Friday and Saturday. Let's take a look, though, at the dense fog advisory that is in effect this morning until 8 o'clock for south central Wisconsin. We have been dealing with some on and off fog here in Madison. Currently, visibility is improving at the airport, but visibility is still near zero in Watertown and Juneau and through the Wisconsin River valleys. So be aware of that dense fog early today. Sunshine, though, should take care of those foggy conditions pretty quickly. And we have a lot of sun in our upcoming forecast and lots of heat and humidity as well. Friday and Saturday are alert days in the area due to high temperatures in the mid-90s. But when you factor in the humidity, it'll feel like it's anywhere from 100 to 107. Temperatures will again stay very warm during the overnight hours, so there's really no relief even as the sun sets at night. Now on Sunday, we still have an alert day in the forecast, but it's mainly for the chance for severe weather. It will definitely be cooler on Sunday. Here's a look at heat bulletins that will start at noon tomorrow for the entire area. For southwestern Wisconsin, that's where we expect to see the warmest conditions. That is an excessive heat warning in effect for those counties shaded in pink. Here's a look at future track heat index by lunchtime tomorrow. Heat index values already getting into the triple-digit range, and we go up from there. Heat index values close to 110 in some spots tomorrow. So definitely nothing to mess around with. You need to take that into consideration and make your plans accordingly. Now, temperatures are going to cool down a little bit at night, but still by 9 p.m., it's going to feel like it's 95 degrees outside. A live look from the Edgewater Sky Cam downtown over Lake Mendota. The lake will be a pretty good place to be this weekend. It is pretty quiet right now. We don't have much of a wind. Temperatures are in the 60s across southern Wisconsin, so a relatively comfortable start to the day. It does feel a little bit muggy, though. Dew points are in the low 60s right now, but they'll climb into the mid and upper 60s through the afternoon and then hold steady, so it will feel more humid today. Future track forecast model showing you partly sunny skies today with a quick warm up. By lunchtime, we're already looking at temperatures closing in on 80 degrees, highs in the mid 80s later on this afternoon. Now this evening, it'll stay quite mild and muggy, but overnight there's a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm as a warm front moves through. Behind that warm front, turning very hot and humid around here with highs in the 90s tomorrow. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will top at 94 both Friday and Saturday. 10 degrees cooler on Sunday, but there is the chance for severe thunderstorms. And then as we head into next week, it heats up again near 90 right through the 4th of July holiday. Now, here's a look at First Alert traffic with Josh Tim this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Well, quiet started on the Madison area roadways. No major delays showing up yet on the Beltline in either direction. Checking out Dane County, there are a few brake lights on the northbound side of Rona Road approaching the Beltline, and there is some fog hanging around the area. Just a reminder to make sure those headlights are on when you head out the door. No problems at all downtown around the Capitol and UW campus. Volume is not a factor quite yet. And other main routes heading into the Madison area, including on the interstate, they're moving along at the posted speeds right now with no major issues. Your First Alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. 6:14 right now, and News 3 is teaming up with the Goodman Community Center today here in Madison to help kids and families get food on their plates this summer. The center actually sees 15% more people relying on the food pantry in the summer months.
Yeah, there are at least 300 families at Goodman alone who struggle to keep their kids fed while they're out of school. Joining us live from the Goodman Center is their executive director, Becky Steinhoff. Good morning, Becky. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what the goal is of Hunger Heroes.
So one of the things we've noticed in the summer is that the kids who need food tend to hoard food and try to bring it home to their families, their younger siblings. And so we want to make sure that we have pantry bags for each of them to take home throughout the week.
That's absolutely very important. And Becky, I'm looking around you right now and seeing just the cans upon cans of food there at the pantry. How difficult is it to keep that filled during the summer months?
The summer is actually the hardest time for us to keep the pantry shelves stocked. Use goes up because families are not receiving the free meals they get from schools. And it also is a time when donations tend to be down because people are out having fun for the summer and vacationing.
Now, there is a focus on keeping these meals healthy for families and kids. What are some of the things that folks can donate?
Oh, primarily non-perishable goods. We like fruits, vegetables, pastas, macaroni and cheese, all the supplies for spaghetti. Those sorts of items are really valuable and popular.
Absolutely. Hey, Becky, I wanted to ask you, is there a particular story or something that you've walked away with that really shows how important this food pantry is to families?
Well, when we know that a child goes home on the weekend and they're not having food and for their family, and you saw a story that you guys covered with La Cherie, whose family absolutely relies on that food. And without it, their mom doesn't have food to feed them on the weekends.
And I got to meet La Cherie, such a sweetheart. Hers is one of 300 families who are helped out by this food pantry. What are some of the things you hear from those families when they get to go home and make these meals, thanks to you guys?
Well, and thanks to everybody who's going to donate this weekend. The relief, the amount of stress that's taken off of a working mother that when she knows that food is available for her family. Just the level of stress that their household feels, as well as having food and nourishment, and kids can't learn hungry. They're crabby when they're hungry, and we make their family, having that food makes their family a lot happier and healthier.
Absolutely. Becky Steinhoff, we appreciate your time this morning. She's the executive director over at Goodman Community Center. Again, thank you for waking up. I know it's going to be a busy day for you guys.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Becky. And you can become a hunger hero a couple of different ways. You can donate directly to Goodman Community Center or stop by Festival Foods or Hy-Vee on East Washington Avenue to make a small donation. And tonight we're holding a special phone bank at News 3 from 4 until 6:30. We're going to have live coverage today on Live at 4, News 3 at 5 and 6. Plus reports in between on how you can get involved.
Such a great effort, and thank you for all of the work that you've been doing with it. It's
Glad
super
to be
important.
Involved. Glad to get your groceries in on the donations.
I have the bags at my desk.
Have to give you a little bit for that.
Yes,
yeah.
Have them at my desk. It's going into the bin today. All right, 6:18, almost your time. My middle school favorite, Nellie, is going to be in Milwaukee tonight. Cue 14-year-old Danica rapping away, super pumped. The Sugar Hill Gang, Buck Cherry, and something called the Meat Puppets are all on the schedule for the world's largest music festival today.
Something we all need to hear, 14-year-old Danica rapping. Love it. And it's going to be hot this weekend for anyone headed to Summerfest. Pool time going to be a priority. We're going to be looking at heat indexes hitting triple digits. That's going to make today's 80s feel like a breeze. Oh, the polar bear's back into. Hattie's going to update your weekend first alert forecast when we return.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. We have a dense fog advisory to talk about first this morning. It goes until 8 o'clock for south central Wisconsin. Visibilities in some spots, both to the east and west, are well below a mile at this hour. Pretty consistent visibility near zero through the Wisconsin River Valley. Some improvement now in Watertown and Juneau. The sun will take care of that fog pretty quickly this morning. We're near 60. And as we start this Thursday morning, temperatures will climb quickly, though, back into the mid-80s for highs this afternoon. Now, after today, we have alert days in the forecast for Friday and Saturday due to high heat and humidity, triple-digit heat index values both days. On Sunday, it will be cooler, but there is a chance for severe thunderstorms. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks, Hattie. If you missed yesterday's Concert on the Square kickoff, that's okay. You still have 5 more opportunities to take advantage. This is the first of 6 concerts on the Square. They take place every Wednesday in July, with a special one scheduled for the 4th next week. The series will wrap up August 1st.
James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt, very different music here, but they are tonight's headliners at Summerfest. That has officially started in Milwaukee. President Trump actually flew in above the fireworks coming into the city last night. Those fireworks helped kick off what's known as the world's largest music festival. Imagine Dragons were the first to play in the American Family Insurance Amphitheater this year. That stage will be graced by acts like Florida Georgia Line, Blake Shelton, Dave Matthews Band, The Weeknd, and Arcade Fire. Those tickets cost a bit more, but general admission for Summerfest is $21 a day. The music goes through July 8th.
You're about to have another excuse to want to visit one of everyone's favorite state parks. We're talking about a new attraction that might be coming to Devil's Lake. Plans are in the works there to build a brand new outdoor recreational center. Millions of people visit the park every year. The park says there's a demand for more park space and guided activities. Once a design is decided on, the park will start fundraising for their new facility around next summer. 6:23 your time now. Plans to move new businesses onto the old GM property in Janesville could be finalized sometime this summer. The day's top stories are coming up,
including a group of special cyclists coming through Madison today, making sure EMS workers are recognized for keeping us all safe. The news is back in the morning on News 3 this morning.
As Foxconn breaks ground on its new building in Racine County today, Madison College wants its graduates to fill the 13,000 new jobs expected there.
And 3 architectural firms are moving forward with plans to redevelop the former Janesville GM plant. We'll tell you what's to come next.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning, 6:27 on this Thursday, June 28th.
And it is going to be hot, but you're still going to love these temperatures way more than the weekend one. It's going to be a really hot weekend. Hattie is out on the weather patio.
Yeah, not bad right now, but we are starting to heat up today and turn a little bit more humid. Let's take a look from our live camera this morning. Henry Vila Zoo. Oh, I'm 3 for 3. The polar bear was swimming when I walked outside this morning, but not in the pool anymore. But the pool is a place to be over the coming days as we heat up around here. Some fog in the area early today. We have visibility near 0 in Lone Rock and Boscobel, less than a mile in Watertown and Juneau, as well as Janesville. So be aware of that fog this morning. Dense fog advisory was issued until 8 o'clock. The sunshine, as it gets a little higher in the sky, should take care of the fog pretty quickly today. We do have 3 alert days in the forecast for high heat and humidity on Friday and Saturday, and then the potential for severe thunderstorms coming on Sunday. Here's a look at your day planner temperatures this morning. Lots of sun in our forecast today. Skies are clear this morning. We will quickly warm through the 60s into the mid-80s later on this afternoon. You'll need your sunglasses as you head out the door, and if you are heading east today, no delays right now though on the Beltline, which is great news. We aren't looking at any accidents around the area either. Just a little slower than normal on Verona Road as you approach the Beltline in that construction zone there. That's your first alert traffic.
All right, thanks, Hattie. We start the news this half hour in Racine County, where President Trump will join Governor Walker for a ceremonial groundbreaking at the site of the future Foxconn facility. The president arrived around 10 last night. He's going to oversee that groundbreaking of the LCD panel factory in Mount Pleasant before talking to a group of invited guests. Then tonight, the president will host a Republican fundraising event in Milwaukee. The Taiwanese tech company is receiving around $4 billion in state and local incentives to build the plant here in Wisconsin. Political reporter Jessica Arp will be at the groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon. She'll bring you the updates starting on News 3 at noon.
Hundreds of people from around the state do plan to protest today, including some from Madison. They say the billions of dollars going to Foxconn should be paying for things like road repairs and schools instead. Those demonstrators plan to gather at a park about 5 miles away from the Foxconn site before marching to the Mount Pleasant Village Hall.
It'll be 5 years before the new Foxconn plant will be operating at full capacity, employing more than 13,000 workers.
That's the promise, at least, and the company expects many Wisconsinites to fill those jobs and positions. It does, though, require skilled work. That requires training. Our Christina Laurie is in the news center this morning to explain how one area college is preparing to help people living here actually fill those positions. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, ladies. Just as Foxconn is breaking ground today on its new $10 billion manufacturing facility in Racine County, 2 weeks ago, Madison College held a groundbreaking of its own for its South Campus. The dean of the College of Applied Science, Technology, and Engineering says it will take everyone at the technical college to help support the workforce needed at the new Foxconn plant. Madison College is in the process of developing an advanced manufacturing associate's degree program. Most of the courses already exist at the college, between mechanical design, automated manufacturing systems technology, industrial maintenance technology, and information technology. A mouthful. With one of the world's largest companies looking to hire thousands here in Wisconsin, Madison College is stepping up, offering the training applicants will need.
Competition is among the different technical fields. So if I'm someone who's interested right now in working with my hands and problem solving, I could go into transportation, I could go into construction, I could go into manufacturing, I can go into information technology. I think students are in a perfect position right now to be very competitive in the market and command a family supporting wage, tuition reimbursement. I mean, companies are being creative right now.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Wisconsin's unemployment rate is just more than 3% right now, and a significant number of workers are actually underemployed. The opening of the new Foxconn plant is expected to cause a ripple effect across the state, not just in terms of college enrollment, but wages and salaries too. More jobs means more competition, so salaries are expected to rise after the new plant opens. Good news for workers everywhere.
Yeah, Foxconn saying the average salary there is going to be around $53,000. Pretty good news. All right, our Christina Laurie reporting for us this morning. Thanks, Christina.
So we've already mentioned the historic incentives that Foxconn is receiving from the state, and it's raising the question of whether Harley-Davidson, a company headquartered 25 miles north of that tech production plant, could be offered money to keep production here. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says he is open to considering tax breaks for Harley after it had announced that it would shift some work overseas to avoid European tariffs on its bikes. The president has harshly criticized that move on social media, most recently tweeting that Harley-Davidson would feel the backlash from its customers. Speaker Vos says he would never do anything to hurt Harley's global competitive edge.
We may know sooner rather than later what is to come of the former General Motors plant on Janesville's south side. The Janesville Gazette reports that local architectural firm Angus Young Associates, along with 2 other firms, are working on preliminary plans to split up the 250-acre plot into parcels for redevelopment. The firm should be ready to submit plans sometime this summer. The GM plant's designation as an overlay district means that any preliminary and final redevelopment plans need to be approved by the city's plan commission after public hearings.
We're working to learn more this morning about an attempted homicide on Madison's south side. Police say a shooting happened around 10:15 last night near the corner of Gilson Street and Olin Avenue. That's close to Goodman Park there. The lieutenant on duty overnight did not say whether anyone was injured, but there's no danger to the public at this time, according to police. We'll be sure to update you on that situation throughout the morning over on channel3000.com.
Janesville school administrators are going to see a smaller paycheck after the school board voted unanimously to cut out incentive pay. The Janesville Gazette reports that's essentially a 6% bonus that administrators were getting if they meet certain markers. But those markers are different for different schools. Board members say some administrators were being assessed on numeric goals like test scores, and others were not. The $230,000 set aside for incentive pay will now go toward retirement benefits for all school staff instead.
A group of bicyclists riding from the Twin Cities to Chicago will make a stop in Madison today. It's one of 5 different rides that the National EMS Memorial Bike Ride has planned. The riders are covering hundreds of miles to honor the first responders who have died while saving other lives on the job. The group hopes to show the need for improved safety standards for EMS workers, as well as raise money to help families of fallen EMTs. Today, those bicyclists will stop at the Madison Fire Station right across from Camp Randall, where they will honor the 3 people who died in a helicopter crash after flying a patient to Madison. There is currently no national monument recognizing EMS workers who die in the line of duty. Your time right now, almost 6:35. A house on the UW campus that has outlived basically every other building for about 150 years is about to come down.
Yeah, kind of sad. The story behind the Science House, its ties to a famous painter, and why the university says it has to go when News 3 This Morning returns. Welcome back. We've been asking you to share your morning with us, and that's exactly what Jennifer Harris did. She posted this to Facebook. Isn't that breathtaking away? That is a new phrase I'm going to start using for all of these photos. Absolute gorgeous snapshot of our farmland here outside Middleton.
Yeah, really, really nice. Just all the colors there. That's good stuff. We are seeing a nice sunrise this morning, too, so that's good news. It's a little reflective of that instead of a distraction. Thank you again, Jennifer. What does your morning look like? Take a picture and post it on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Use that hashtag MyNews3Morning. Please do that because that's how we find them, and we share our favorites every morning here on the program.
6:39 your time now. A historic house standing for more than 150 years on the UW campus is about to come down. The Science House was once home to legendary painter Aaron Borod. The UW wants to demolish it to make room for renovations at Babcock Hall next door. The home was built in 1868, and back in 1998, the university tried to register it as a historic landmark, but it didn't happen.
It'd be wonderful if it could be preserved with a plaque to my dad's memory and a little bit of history there, but I think the odds of that happening are slim.
Faculty members say the house is in too poor of shape to repair.
Some UW-Madison students will have to find a new study spot this fall as a coffee shop is set to close near campus tomorrow. Now, Coffee Bites is located on the East Campus Mall along University Avenue. The owners, John and Jean Wilson, said in a Facebook post that they were privileged to work with student groups, especially ones that were doing good on campus over the last 9.5 years, and honored to serve some of the best, loyal, and fun-loving customers. Now, there's no mention of what could replace Coffee Bites in that location.
Spent a lot of time in there when I was in college. Going to miss it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, 6:40 the time now. You might want to dip into Coffee Bites, get one last iced coffee today, because it's going to be a hot one. We've got alert dates tomorrow through Saturday for extreme heat and humidity. Again, we catch the polar bear.
Poor Hattie.
Where's Hattie? I'm so sorry. Oh man, not feeling too bad outside. Polar bear's taking a dip. We can too, but the temperatures are about to start climbing. You might want to take his lead. Hattie's going to have your first alert pool forecast coming up.
Yeah, but first it is June 28th. We want to say happy birthday to Elias and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Hopefully you can find a pool, find plenty of cake, stay cool, and thanks for watching News 3 this morning.
Look who's
Welcome back. You're taking a live look at the food pantry inside the Goodman Community Center this morning. We here at News 3 are teaming up with them to help make sure kids in Madison aren't going hungry this summer. We'll have more on how you can become a hunger hero coming up in the morning sprint. 6:44 the time now. Edgerton Hospital is raising money for new equipment that can relieve a little bit of the stress that comes with a breast cancer diagnosis. They're looking to bring in 3D digital mammography equipment that captures the different layers of the breast instead of just one flat image. The Janesville Gazette reports that technology can reduce the number of patients who have to get called in for more screenings and are left worrying in the meantime. Currently, that's something about 10% of patients have to deal with.
Edgerton Hospital is inviting people to join for its Bras for Hope contest to raise the money for 3D scanners. From now until the end of August, you can enter a bedazzled or decorated bra to the cause. Bedazzled bra is a phrase I didn't think I'd be using this morning, but there you go. There's a $10 registration fee. It costs $1 to vote for your favorite when they are on display at the hospital starting in September.
All right, to weather now. Hattie's got a start of a heat wave hitting our area. Good morning, Hattie.
Good morning. Yeah, things are going to start to heat up pretty quickly as we go through the next couple of days. A dense fog advisory, though, is still in effect for south-central Wisconsin until 8 o'clock this morning. We've been dealing with some patchy fog that has reduced visibility to near zero in some spots, and we're seeing that right now in the Wisconsin River Valley. Improvement in the Dells and Madison, improvement as well in Watertown. So the sun already starting to take care of some of that fog. The sun is going to be out through the day today and through the upcoming weekend, so that brings lots of heat and humidity. Heat bulletins will start tomorrow at noon. It's a heat advisory for south central and southeastern Wisconsin, and excessive heat warning for the southwestern corner of the state. Here's a look at our upcoming alert days in the forecast. Now, Friday and Saturday are alert days due to the high heat and humidity. Heat index values in the triple digits up to as high as 107 on Friday, about 105 for that peak heat index value on Saturday. Sunday is going to be noticeably cooler as a cold front moves through, but that may bring some severe thunderstorms as the heat and humidity break. Now, here are some warning signs for heat stroke. When we're talking heat index values in the triple digits, it's not anything to mess around with. If you have outdoor plans, you need to keep these signs in mind. If you experience any of these signs today or over the coming days, there are signs of heat stroke. You need to get out of the sun and cool your body as quickly as you can. Now, our high temperature trend over the next coming days, again, very warm for Friday and Saturday, bumping down a little bit on Sunday, but as you see, as we head through the upcoming week, the 4th of July holiday week, it will be quite warm around here with highs right around 90 degrees. The lake might be a great place to be. It's pretty calm right now. A great shot from the Edgewater Sky Cam showing you out the sailboats this morning. 61 degrees here in Madison, 68 in Mineral Point, 64 in Lone Rock today. Temperatures will continue to climb quickly. We're looking at dew point trends in the upper 60s by later on today. It will feel more humid. Our Pinpoint City forecast highs today in the mid-80s, 84 in Fort Atkinson, 83 in Milton. To the west, partly sunny skies. Mineral Point tops at 83, as does Darlington. And to the north, we're looking at a high of 84 in Montello and Princeton. Here in Madison, we'll top at 86 degrees today. It is going to be a hot one, though, for Friday and Saturday with highs at 94. Heat index values much higher. A little more comfortable on Sunday, but some showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast. Here's our pet walk forecast. Mace Windu in Verona.
Oh.
If you're going for a walk right around 3, that's a cute dog, 84 degrees.
Enjoy it today. You have missed every single time the polar bear has come out this morning.
Is he swimming again?
He was.
Probably.
Danica and I caught him again.
Oh, there he is!
Yes!
I'm telling you.
I love it.
That is the place
I
to
was
be.
just going to say that. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we're gonna
he's
follow.
got the right idea.
We're going to follow his lead all weekend. All right. Thanks, Hattie.
Morning Sprint's coming up next right here on News 3 this morning. Whoosh, splash, splash. 6:51, time now for the morning sprint. Hattie is starting to talk about heat advisories as we head into the weekend.
And Christina Laurie is talking about Madison College's efforts to fill the thousands of positions being promised by Foxconn. We start this morning with that company's groundbreaking in Racine County. The president and Governor Walker will be in Mount Pleasant for that ceremony this afternoon. The Taiwanese tech company is getting around $4 billion in state and local incentives to build the plant here in Wisconsin. Hundreds of people from around the state are expected to protest during today's ceremony, including a group from Madison.
After the Foxconn groundbreaking today, one of the biggest companies in the world will be on its way to expanding its Wisconsin workforce to include more than 13,000 workers. And area colleges are anticipating that expansion. Madison College is in the process of developing an advanced manufacturing associate degree program. Most courses already exist between mechanical design, automated manufacturing systems, and information technology. Foxconn has also identified supply chain and big data analytics as necessary skills. The new Foxconn plant is scheduled to fully open in 2023 and will be large enough to fit 100 Camp Randall-sized stadiums inside.
20 million square feet. Thank you very much, Christina. As demolition continues on the old General Motors plant in Janesville, those in charge of redeveloping the land are moving forward with plans for what will be there next. The Janesville Gazette is reporting a local architecture firm is working with two other companies to split up the 250-acre plot into separate parcels for redevelopment. Those plans would likely be submitted to the city's plan commission sometime this summer. There will also be public hearings to talk about what businesses will move on to that property.
The Supreme Court says government workers cannot be forced to contribute to unions to help pay for collective bargaining. Unions are calling it a major blow to organized labor. In a 5-4 decision, the court said it's a violation of the First Amendment to force workers to support unions whose messages go against their beliefs.
President Trump has about a month to appoint a new Supreme Court justice after Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement. The 81-year-old justice was appointed by President Reagan. He's since served more than 30 years on the bench and cast key swing votes in several major rulings, including cases about gun control, same-sex marriage, and abortion. This will be the second justice President Trump will appoint to the nation's highest court.
And we start this Thursday morning with a little bit of dense fog across southern Wisconsin. Right now, the thickest fog is through the Wisconsin River Valley. Otherwise, we are seeing nice improvement elsewhere across the region. Temperatures will climb quickly today with sunshine through the day. We're looking at a high of 86 later on this afternoon, and it will feel a bit more humid. Turning much warmer and more humid as we head through Friday and Saturday. Alert days are in effect for high heat and humidity. Alert day on Sunday as well with the potential for severe thunderstorms.
All right, thanks, Hattie. There's cleanup to be done in Lafayette County today, where the National Weather Service confirms a second tornado touched down during severe weather this week, causing damage to crops there. Farmers in the area tell News 3 they were a little shocked when they drove out to see what's left of their cornfields. Even minor damage means no crops coming from those areas.
The mayor of Darlington expects the cost of ambulance rides to go up in his community as former volunteer EMTs say they should control those emergency services again. Most of those volunteers quit earlier this year, saying the group Rural Medical wasn't treating them well. Rural Medical says a worker shortage forced them to contract out to a private ambulance company. That company has been paid to provide 24-hour service and an ambulance in Darlington for the last 3 months.
The idea for Madison's public market is about to get a little more structure. City officials are looking for a consultant to help with the architectural design of the market. They'll be asking for that help at the Public Market Development Committee tonight. They'll also get an update on their fundraising campaign. More than 100 vendors are expected to be a part of the public market when it opens on the Near East Side next year.
We want to remind you that we here at News 3 are teaming up with the Goodman Community Center today to help keep kids in our area well fed. We're looking for hunger heroes to put together grocery bags for the more than 300 families who struggle to find their next meal over the summer, who rely on Goodman for that. Here are a couple ways you can help. You can donate directly to Goodman or make a donation at your local grocery store.
There's another way for families to access free meals this summer through the Dane County YMCA. Starting Tuesday, anyone can come out to the East location to pick up brown bag meals from 5 until 7 every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the summer. Those usually have a sandwich, fruit, vegetables, and milk. There are no requirements or qualifications for the free meal, so everyone is allowed to come take part.
Devil's Lake State Park might be getting a new outdoor recreational center soon. The park park says that there is a demand for more park space and guided activities. They see millions of visitors every year. They've broken that record, it seems, every summer. Once a design is decided on, the park will start fundraising for that new facility around next summer.
A group of bicyclists is making a pit stop in Madison today during their memorial ride for first responders who have died in the line of duty. It's part of the National EMS Memorial Bike Ride, calling attention for the need for more improved safety standards in that profession. Riders also raise money for the Fallen Angel Fund that gives families financial assistance after a first responder's death. There is currently no national monument recognizing EMS workers who die in the line of duty.
All right, 6:56 right now. Let's get one more check on traffic with Josh Tim. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Still not looking too bad on the Beltline right now. Westbound side continuing to pick up as it tends to do, and eastbound you will need the shades. The sun is at just the right spot right now to make it hard to see. Heading inbound on John Nolan, look for a few brake lights near Olin Avenue, and then again near North Shore Drive as you move into the downtown area. But other main routes, including on the interstate coming into Madison, are cruising along at the posted speeds right now with no major issues. Your first alert traffic. I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Yay! There he is. Oh, yes. We are so excited to see the polar bear.
Fourth time's a charm. You want to find the pool today and over the coming days. A very hot and humid forecast is coming up. Highs today will be around 86 with partly sunny skies. Keep in mind, though, starting tomorrow, alert days are in the forecast. Friday and Saturday for the high heat and humidity, and Sunday for the potential for severe thunderstorms. It will cool down a little bit on Sunday, but not much. We're near 90 as we head through much of next week.
That hot forecast causing a problem with blue-green algae on our area lakes. Some beaches, almost a dozen of them closed on both Lake Mendota and Monona. You're going to be able to find a list of those on our website, channel3000.com.
And be sure to stay with us all day. We will have the very latest on the president's visit to Mount Pleasant as Foxconn breaks ground there this afternoon. Again, Jessica Arp will have the live coverage coming up. Enjoy the polar bear. Have a good one.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.